Hello. Okay, so today is 3 weeks to the day from my microdiscetomy L5S1. If you watched a couple of the videos that I made so far, you'll know a bit about my situation leading up to the operation. I made a video quite quick after the operation, and I think I made a video 1 week after the operation. And I've kind of left it since then because there's been a few different feelings and a few different sensations over the last 2 weeks. So I kind of wanted to get a little bit of a better picture before I update it again. And even today, there's been some different sensations throughout the day. So whatever about over the last couple of weeks, I've even had some uncertainty and some ups and downs today. And I think that's what I kind of want to make this video about, to kind of document the point that I'm at now. Hopefully I'll come out on the good side of it. But yeah, to kind of make like a checkpoint at this stage now, not necessarily because of the 3 weeks, although that is convenient, but more so because I think I had a bit of a milestone event, and I'll talk a little bit about that now. So basically from the surgery to 2 weeks, I was feeling pretty good, slow and steady. The pain and stiffness around my lower back, that was from the surgery, kind of went away pretty quickly after about a week, or maybe a couple of days more than a week, excuse me, burping here. My back kind of loosened up. The sensation in the lower back after the surgery is like the sensation in your lower back when you've herniated a disc or pulled a muscle, or your standard lower back pain. And that's something that was absent for me when I was suffering with the sciatica, which was why it was a strange one for me. All the times historically that I've hurt my back, I never had any leg pain, but I had all lower back pain. And this time, leading up to the surgery, I had no lower back pain at all, and all glute, hamstring, calf, foot and toes, the classic sciatica stuff. So basically 2 weeks after the operation, I had worked up to a stage where I was able to walk about 10,000 steps a day. I was able to definitely get in and out of bed a lot easier. I was still doing the log roll technique, which they prescribe you, making sure that you don't bend or twist your spine or anything. But I was finding it much easier, and I was almost using that as a gauge of how I was doing in the day, because as I mentioned in another vid, getting in and out of bed and getting up and down from the floor was definitely the point in the day where I felt most vulnerable, in terms of I feel I would stimulate the nerve in a way that it didn't really like, or it wasn't really strong or comfortable. I just felt very weak, and it wasn't necessarily sore, but it just didn't feel good getting in and out of bed. But that was noticeably getting a little bit better every day, to the point where a couple of times I got in and out of bed with zero pain or sensation at all. Before the surgery as well, in bed, I was having to sleep with a support under my lower back to keep my lower back in extension. I wasn't able to tilt my pelvis enough or flatten my lower back to be able to rest on the bed comfortably, and that's something that I absolutely am able to do now. So I'm sleeping now just with the knees supported, and when I'm resting during the day, I do it on the floor, flat on the floor, with my knees supported again, and I do exercises where I tilt my pelvis and I engage my core and stuff. So 2 weeks I was doing pretty good, getting a lot of walking in. I was even sitting a little bit. I was sitting 10-15 minutes at a time, and I felt reasonably comfortable. It felt strange to sit, and the muscles in my body were kind of freaking out a little bit being in that position. And what was funny, even psychologically, was it was weird being down on that level, talking to my friends again. I live in a house with a few of my friends, and for literally the last 6 months they've all been sitting down and I've been standing up, and it was really surreal to be sitting down on the same level as everybody. So that was one thing that I found strange, and it was kind of like a note to me of how long I've been fucked up. I forgot what it was like to look at my friends when I was sitting down. So this is me. I'm doing pretty good. I haven't eaten any like processed sugar. I'm getting lots of water in. I'm taking all my vitamins and minerals and supplements and potions, and I'm eating well, and I'm doing really good, right? And then there's always a fucking then, isn't there? I was like cleaning down the counter. They tell you not to like bend, lift or twist, and I've been really careful with that, and I was dropping things and just leaving it because I was like, right, fuck it, my back is more important than a tidy room or a tidy bedroom or something. So I was being really, really strict with this. But I was mopping down the table, mopping it down. I was wiping down the table. Obviously with the coronavirus, guys, you got to stay on top of the chores, you know, top of the hygiene. But I was mopping down the table, and I guess I wasn't bent, but I was a little bit stooped. My knees were bent, and I was reaching forwards, kind of. Look at this view. I was reaching forward. I was kind of wiping down the table, and I just felt like a gunshot in my glute and my hamstring. Basically, the origin of the pain for me feels like the top of my glute, basically on the right side, and in there someone shoved a hot poker. All the sciatic pain came back in a flash for like 2 seconds, and then I went away, and I was kind of like, oh fuck, what is this? I was really, really worried. I kind of freaked out, got that like sick feeling in my stomach, not because of the pain, but a sick feeling in my stomach, because I was like, have I just absolutely pantsed this up? And I'm back to square one. I was kind of freaking out. So today's Thursday. This was Sunday, for context, right? Sunday morning, I think. And from Sunday, kind of progressively until now, that the sciatic pain kind of came back again, right? And I even had a couple of points yesterday and the day before yesterday where I could have argued that the pain was pretty fucking close to what it was before the surgery, which is not good. I was having some of the like same discomforts that I would have had before I got the operation, and it was freaking me out, you know. I got in contact with the doctor, the surgeon, should I say. Actually, I've been in contact with a physio that works with the surgeon just over email with a couple of different questions, and sending pictures of my incision and stuff, which, by the way, has completely healed. It's fine, and no redness or soreness or anything like that. I can touch it, no problem. It's not sore. But I was in touch with them, and they basically said, look, don't worry. It's very, very possible that this is just neural sensitivity post-operation. Obviously, the nerve was, this isn't what they said, but this is my understanding, the nerve was fiddled around with a little bit in there. This is one reason that it could still be a little bit sore. I hope you can hear me with the wind. I'm 8 minutes in now, so I'm going to keep going. I'm not starting again just because it's windy. I'll speak up. What's she saying? Said it could be the neurosensitivity right after the surgery. It could have been but my sciatic nerve, because it's inflamed and injured basically for the last however many months. It could have been that when I stooped in that way, I just put some tension or movement on the nerve that it didn't like. Basically, my worry, right, is that I re-herniated my disc here. That's the worry after you get the surgery, is that, oh fuck, the disc hasn't healed properly and it's squirted back out into the same point. But they're explaining to me all the other options, right? So, and then as well, one of my friend's partners is a doctor, and she explained to me as well that the like neural pathways that are responsible for expressing and feeling pain, because they've been activated for so long, and this is my uninformed and uneducated version of this, so forgive me if I'm butchering it, right? But how I'm understanding it is muscle memory. Like if you learn how to ride a bike, you're building up the pathways from your brain to your legs for your balance and all this. And as I understand it, the more that you do these things, and the more that you perform different movements or you do different activities, the pathways, the neural pathways, in the same way that your muscles get bigger and stronger, these get bigger and stronger. And now I've learned that this happens for pain as well. So it's very possible that because I have been in pain for so long, that this is just information like from my brain to my leg and my sciatic that is going to just stay with me for a little while. Now, the reason that I'm making the video now is because even today, there has been points today where it hasn't been that bad, and then there's been points today where it was fucking still pretty sore. I think it's not as sore today as it was yesterday, I hope, touch wood. And I'm walking here, as you can see. It was raining a lot today, so I'm trying to like squeeze my walk in now. We're lucky to live beside a nice park here. So I'm trying to squeeze a walk in now before it starts to rain again. But I'm walking there with pretty much no limp. I have some slight numbness in my toes, and as of this very second, I don't have any pain elsewhere in my leg. But the pain that I've been feeling for the last few days is like a burning pain, hot pain on the outside of my calf and the outside of my hamstring. And fuck, just my look as I say it. And there you go, this is probably all part of it. As I'm thinking about it and saying it, I've just felt the sensation down my calf again. So look, that probably tells me everything that I need to know there. But yeah, it like, I understand, and I read so much right before the surgery about, okay, look, after the surgery, directly after the surgery, it's probably not going to hurt that much. And then don't be surprised or don't be afraid if the pain comes back. And then that will be the point that we will start to work from in terms of recovery. And I'm going, okay, yeah. And I read all of these anecdotes online of it happening to people. Yeah, don't worry, my pain came back a little bit and then it started to go away. But then when it happened to me, I was like, oh shit, you know, especially because I was having such good progress from the date of the operation to that 2-week mark where I hurt myself. I was really feeling good, and I was kind of feeling a bit smug, to be honest. I was like, yeah, you know, I'm like fucking Wolverine. I'm going to get better from this so fast. My diet is good, I'm sleeping good, my attitude is good. I'm not someone, and I promise you, I'm not going to rush back to activity or anything like that, but I was feeling like, haha, I'm going to get better quicker than the average Joe Soap, you know, and I still fucking hope I will. And then, how did I get better? Because I was healthy and I was positive and yada yada yada. So my message that I'm hoping to document here is that anybody can do that stuff. But yeah, I'm losing my train of thought here. What am I talking about? Sore leg, sore back. Basically that's me. I think I've kind of outlined everything that I wanted to say there. I'm in a situation now where I'm kind of a bit unsure of what to expect over the next few days and weeks. One thing that I keep reminding myself, and that I want other people, because I've got so many messages on these videos from just strangers on YouTube, and I'm a stranger on YouTube watching your videos too, so I definitely don't mean that in a bad way, but I've got so many videos or messages from strangers on YouTube that I know people are out there like me watching and listening and reading other people's stories. And one thing that I want to really remind you guys is that unless they're making a video like this, you can't see what the person looks like. And I don't mean that in like, I'm not like fat shaming, or I'm not being ageist or anything like that. But you have to remember that if you're reading on the Reddit or some forum for back pain, and some guys saying, or girls saying, big post paragraphs, hey, it didn't work for me, hey, yada yada yada. We don't know how old that person is. We don't know how much that person weighs. We don't know what that person's diet or sleep is like. We don't know what that person's attitude is like. And actually, probably we do know what their attitude is like, because they're on a forum saying, oh, my surgery didn't work, you know, and just giving a bad message to everybody else, which is obviously bad juju. And I want to hopefully show like the positive side of it, which is why I was like on such a downer that I kind of hurt myself again. But I'm really hoping, touch wood, big gamble here from the lead, I'm really hoping that that's just part of the recovery process, and that even this little blip for me, hopefully when everything goes well in the end, can help other people when they watch it, be like, oh well, this guy hurt himself after 2 weeks and he still got better. I have a story of a famous MMA fighter. I'm not going to say their name. I'm not sure. Maybe everybody knows this story, but I'm not one to follow the news, so it doesn't matter who it is to you guys. But they had a similar surgery to me, and they actually came back training a little bit too soon after the surgery. 8 weeks, right? So this story will tell you two things, or I certainly took two things from this story. He came back training after 8 weeks, right? And I'm thinking, fuck, that's quite soon to come back after surgery. But I'm thinking, hold on a minute, the recovery from the surgery must be so that this person felt somewhat able to return to training after only 2 months. You know, like I was imagining previously that for weeks and weeks after the surgery, you're going to just be laid up and you can't move. But this guy, and made the wrong decision obviously, in which we'll find out about, but went back to training after only 8 weeks. So I'm thinking to myself, please imagine I'm in a situation after 8 weeks where I feel like I can go back training. I probably won't. Well, I definitely won't go back training, but that'd be great for me. Anyway, went back training after 8 weeks, re-herniated the disc. And then other complications as well arose. There was like an infection in the wound site. Basically got the second operation done to redo the first problem. And then went on to fight in the UFC 6 months later. And has fine since, you know. So fuck me, story like that is so positive. I took from that Jesus, that's great that you can, 8 weeks you can feel good. And then I also took from it not to worry if I have to go in for a second treatment. I've read a lot about like revised treatments or like a need for like a second smaller operation to kind of go in and fix things up a little bit. I'm hoping I don't have to do that, but there was a great example of like a sports person who went and got it done and successfully came out the other side and was able to like perform at the highest level, and now continues to work in sports even after having 2 surgeries, and then during those surgeries having mad infections and other things go wrong as well. And that was their message to me as well, was here, if I was able to get better and I had this ropey recovery, you guys can, or you, Chris, talking to me, you can too. And then what I'm hoping to document here is, oh great, first 2 weeks were really, really good, and then I fucked it, oh isn't that shit, but then I came back from fucking it, because you best believe my head's been all over the place for the last few days. Like when I'm with my friends and stuff, I do my best to not talk about it too much. I'm sure I'm still talking about it a little, but you know, we'll be playing computer games, or we'll talk about something on the TV, or we'll be joking and laughing. But when I'm by myself, you best believe I'm like, every breath that I take, how did that feel? How did that feel? Was that better? Moving my foot a little bit. Is it gone? Is it gone? So, you know, it's natural to feel like this. I'm freaking out a little bit, but I'm doing my best. And then little by little by little, every single day, hopefully get a little bit better. Sometimes take a couple of steps back, but hopefully I'll take a couple more steps forwards. And yeah, that's the situation that I am in now, and that's what I'm trying to document. Talking a little bit of pipe here. These videos are hard to make. 17 minutes 41. What else? Right, lastly, I got a good pair of shoes. Good pair of shoes to me for a long time was like minimal Vivo barefoot style stuff. I've ditched them on some advice from a physio, and I'm walking in, you can see them, walking in a pair of absolute tennis. I'm looking like, don't even want to talk about it. Don't at me. Got a hard mattress as well. I did some reading. Apparently creatine's good for your discs in your back. Have a look at that. I've been taking collagen protein every day as well. I've been taking glutamine. I've been taking CBD oil. I've been taking fish oils. I've been taking D3. I've been taking vitamin C. I've been taking probiotics. I'm drinking lots of water. No processed sugar. I've been sleeping. I'm going to bed early. Yeah. Doctors tell you after, build yourself up to sitting, right? But I think that's just because they know everyone's going to go and sit on their ass again after the surgery. If you couldn't sit before the surgery, don't rush to sitting after the surgery. Sit a few minutes every day to get your body used to it, but don't sit on your ass. Don't drive if you don't have to. I haven't driven yet, and I don't intend on driving for another few weeks. And yeah, stay strong. Rastafari.